warm. Just took it out of the oven. So this part here we're gonna do a little bit later. This we're gonna do a little bit later. Now we're gonna take the fender off and we're gonna do the inside. Wow, nice and solid. Alright, now let's see if this is still fitting inside. Surprise, as if it was made for here, huh? Oh, still needs to go higher. See, we're almost there now. Actually, it needs to go a little bit higher, but now it is too tight there, so I need to grind it a little bit. And once I grind it, it actually can go a little bit higher. And here it's overlapping now. Okay. It can still go higher, so I can trim it a little bit. Good thing I didn't put the floor. I can see it from the top. I need to grind a lot here. Okay. So now it went a little bit higher. And our step actually is not that small, so we just need to get rid of this here. I watched my video about the other side the other day, and there I said I'm not looking forward to the other side, means this side, because all these operations I have to do with my left hand. So now I see what I meant. Okay, and just trim this and we can start welding it after. Wow, that's exciting. Actually, we need to paint inside, right? Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna paint inside here. I'm gonna trim this and I'm gonna paint the rear side so I can wait for them to dry, and in the meantime I can get rid of this rusty patch here now because we don't need it anymore, and we can start fabricating our repair piece for there while we're waiting for this to dry. Alright, so I cut this out and I made this patch that almost fits. It has a little bit too big gap in some areas. We can fill this up. It looks like it needs to take some shape here, right? So we can bend it a little bit. Now it has a little bit of a shape, right? Let's see how it fits now. That's better. So now we're gonna prime the back and we're gonna go and weld the other one inside. So I welded all the plug welds here, and I ground down the rear piece, so now only the holes need to be drilled, and here. I also welded this cut here. I need to fix this. Welded this cut here that, remember, I made a cut here so I can cut through the flange of the floor. Finish this weld here, that's the outer piece that has a flange here, so these two, and all the way inside. So that's what it looks like. You know, it's not beautiful, but it's really hard to weld there. and it's even harder to grind. So I think I'm not even gonna bother now grinding it. I'm gonna see later when I flip the body to the side if it's easier. If it's not easier, it's gonna be the same as it is now anyway. I also trimmed the bottom end of the inner piece, so now it matches the outer piece, and they are just a little bit split apart, so I'm gonna have to clamp them later and weld them together. I forgot we bought a spot welder. So I have a spot welder, so I was gonna make holes here for plug weld so I can weld the two pieces together, but actually I can use the spot welder, but we're gonna do that later. So now I just need to make a patch for here with a step again, the same step as here. I'm gonna paint the back of it, I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna go outside and weld this one, which is already dry. Just need to paint the back. So the outside is done. It's not perfect, but hey, it's much better than what it was, right? Here, this is where we welded. On the other side, it overheated. That's fine. Didn't do very good job with this little square here, but nothing that bucket of body filler won't fix. And let me show you the inside. We'll see when we flip it to the side if we can do a little bit more grinding. That's gonna be great. If not, that's where it's gonna be. We still have to do repairs over there when it's flipped to the side, so a lot more work in this corner, but not now. Now the only thing that is left here is, you see the two layers now here, they are far apart. Oops. I will have to clamp them together like this and spot weld them. All right, let's see. Oh my god, that's so heavy. I don't like spot welding anymore. So yeah, I'm happy. Saved me a little bit of labor here. So now I can say we're completely done inside. Yay! So I drilled those holes so I can fasten the fender. And now the last thing I want to do today, because it's almost 4:30, is here inside this flange that we made. I need to clamp it, and maybe with the spot welder again, I'm gonna try to weld it to the outside. So let me see if I can do that live. Not really. Okay, I need my both hands for that. Can I do one more somewhere? Okay. And the only thing that's left here in this corner is this corner. The only thing in this corner is this corner. We still have to make a patch to close up this corner of the boot. And then, if you remember here, this corner here wasn't lining up very well with the fender or the wing. I've been blamed that I used the wrong terms. I'm sorry, guys. So, wing or fender, whatever you want to call it, it was lining up here, but not here. Here the fender was sticking out a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a cut like this, and then I'm gonna open it a little bit, and I'm gonna weld it again. And it looks like it is folding in for some reason. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like this has been pushed in, which is impossible because it's welded on this side. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just cut it here and open it a little bit. I'm gonna probably install the fender to line it up. And okay, so I made this patch right here, and I knew that I was gonna have a little trouble, just a little, because of this overlap here of two layers of metal, and now I have a big gap here at the side, so I'm gonna have to make a step on this side of the flange somehow. So I marked here, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to make a little step here. Okay, so I made a cut here where the steps should be, and what I'm thinking of doing, okay, I'm gonna stick this underneath here, but not here. So now okay, let's see how it's gonna work on the car. Not bad. Okay, so now I have to remark it. And we're gonna weld it. I used one of these clamps to hold it there because it's hard to hold it and weld it at the same time. Another clamp for this flange. The flange down there, I drilled holes for plug welds, which I'm gonna weld later because I can't reach with the spot welder. But for this flange on this side, I'm gonna weld it with the spot welder later. So I'm ready to start welding it. Well, to be honest, this is a cheap spot welder from Princess Auto, which is the equivalent of Harbor Freight in the States. And to be honest, it's not that bad. It's 110 volts. Actually, I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, now when we drive the car, we're not gonna lose our 10mm socket. Okay, so now let's deal with this corner. Okay, now the cut doesn't necessarily need to be close to the end here. It needs to be on this side, right? So I can pull it out. But I'm not gonna go very close to the end because I wanna keep this corner intact. So I'm gonna cut like maybe 1/4 inch away from the corner here, and then from here I'm gonna go a little bit on a wedge to 0 somewhere here. It needs to be just like that, I guess, but to make sure, we're gonna install the fender. So I tacked it here, and for the bottom end I tacked it on the inside, and now I can take the fender off and weld it completely. You see now there's no step. Oh, and by the way, here we're still okay. I was concerned a little bit if anything was gonna move while we were welding, but it is perfect. Now there are no bolts here, so it's sitting open, but that's how it should go. Nice. All right, it's all welded and ground down, and with that we can say now that the rear end of the car is completed. Of course we still have to weld that side and grind it, but our job for now here is done, and we can move to the front end, which you remember, here we have some work to do. Yeah, the whole entire front valance needs to be taken care of, but that's for the next video. And I'm sure now that there are going to be comments like, you know that this Valance is available. You can buy a new one and don't bother with fixing this one, and you're gonna start telling me that it wasn't worth and blah blah blah. But you know what, guys, I don't think so, because the amount of hours it took me to repair this one, probably twice as much or even more it's gonna take to take this entire valance off, line up the new one, and weld it back in. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be that easy. It's not like, you know, buy a part and just swap it. There's a lot of work involved in replacing the valance, so I don't think that it wasn't worth. I think it was well worth fixing this one, because it didn't take that much. Anyway, so yeah, I think next we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup again, because, well, we don't have too many tools and stuff around. We have a full trunk of tools, but yeah, I'm gonna clean up a little bit again, organize a little bit. I hate when wires and hoses and stuff start hanging around, so I'm gonna organize this. We're gonna clean the floor again one more time, and then we're gonna flip the body so we can have the front end coming this way, so we can work on that. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting and subscribing as usual. If you like my videos, I never say that, but you know what, I'm gonna say it this time. If you like my videos, and if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe you should consider subscribing, also hitting the bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video, because I think not all of you have their bells on, because I see that many times people that I know are subscribed to me, they come and watch it much later, and I see that by their comments, like they watch my videos like 2 weeks later, which makes me think that they didn't realize that there was a new video. So maybe you should consider hitting that bell underneath. And also, again, I never say that, but this time I'm gonna say it, because in these hard times, you know, that's my a little bit extra that comes every month, but it's not too much, and I'm hoping to grow my channel and to start getting a little bit more from what I'm doing, because I do it for entertainment, because I enjoy it, but also I would appreciate if you guys spread the word. I mean, if you share my videos to everywhere you can, like in your social media, in the forums that you often visit, in the groups that you're a member of, and everywhere you can, that's gonna help me get a little bit more views and a little bit more revenue on the ads, you know, because that's how I make money. I don't ask you to send me money. I don't want to create Patreon accounts and stuff like that and start asking for money, but you can help me at least this way, by spreading the word for my videos. Thanks.